Hello to my online learners. Little introduction for you about the course outline. I want to go through the course outline with you because it contains some important information, plus it's kind of the legalese that you must be familiar with. So let's go through the course outline. First thing, this is pre-health science, and this is 115, which is biology for health professionals for fall of 2020. When you look at the course outline, it is kind of a legal document, so that's why it's important to go through. I want you to be familiar with the information on this course outline, and especially some of the policies. First off, an introduction to the class. This is to explore human biology and genetics on a microscopic and macroscopic, so that's small and large scale, to gain understanding of the human body and how cells, the basic unit of structure, function in the body. Then relate the organization of cells, then we look at tissues, then we look at organs, and we look at systems, and all in homeostasis. This is basically to give you an understanding of the basics of health with a little bit of disease in it. We're going to look at fundamentals of anatomy, which is basically name that part, and physiology, which is what does it do. And this will give you a good basis for all your health-related disciplines for whatever you go to later. Okay? It is 3 hours, or would be normally 3 hours of lecture per week. I'm only going to be lecturing about an hour and a half every Tuesday for the fall term. But there would be about 3 hours of work online every single week, or 3 hours of video. Now realize when you're taking a college course, you normally put in an extra hour for every hour in class. So ideally you should be working about 6 to 8 hours a week on this course. And it's very important you do not get behind because we have many topics. And it's kind of a review of Bio 20 and Bio 30. And you hopefully have taken Bio 20 to get into this course, and some of you may or may not have taken Bio 30. Okay? So the trickiness about this course is not the level of information, but the speed at which comes at you. So please make sure you do not get behind. Okay, first off, some introductions. I am Denise Childs. My best way to get a hold of me is through email, and my email is denise.childs@rdc.ab.ca. I don't have any official office hours, and I don't even have an official office on campus, but please contact me by email. I have email accessible right on my phone, and I usually get back to you within 24 hours, maybe 48 on the weekend. Sometimes it's faster, it depends on what I'm doing, but usually within the day. Okay, and then when we need to get together, we can do an appointment, do it versus Hangouts. We could do a discussion board, or we could look at Collaborate Ultra and set up specific time just for you if you need it. Now, as I said, this has an asynchronous component, which basically means I put a lot of videos for you online. Okay, you can't see it, but my dog is kicking my leg. So you will see my dog quite often. There she is. Hi, puppy. Because, there she is, because she doesn't understand who I'm talking to. So, just so you know, the dog comes in. Although I try to have a very quiet workspace, the dog doesn't understand. So you yourself should have a quiet, efficient workspace. As I said, this is an asynchronous course, both Section A and Section Z. I will put everything on Blackboard, but I will have a face-to-face most Tuesdays between 1 and 2:20. There's a couple of Tuesdays in October which are changed a little because of reading week and because I'm unavailable 1 week. So due to COVID, everything will be set out on Blackboard, but I will have this face-to-face. It's kind of a review interaction more than a real learning, and it will also be recorded under Blackboard Collaborate, and we'll talk a little bit more about that when we get to Blackboard Collaborate. One thing I want you to realize here is that it is recommended that you have 6 to 10 hours a week is spent to cover and review the lessons, to review and learn the presentation. So not just 3 hours, but 6 to 10. When we look at the learning outcomes, there are quite a few learning outcomes, and learning outcomes you'll see are rather general. And then I have more specific learning outcomes on what's called a reading guide, which we'll look at later. So our overall learning outcomes are to employ a disciplined approach to the process of biology, looking at scientific inquiry, experimental design, and problem solving. Apply biological concepts and principles to cellular biology and genetics, to explain the role of various human organs in maintaining homeostasis, to interpret and communicate scientific and technological information, to recognize the need for laboratory safety and biosecurity. We talk about that, but we don't really have any lab situation. And also to look at the interpersonal relationships between biological, personal, workspace, and societal issues. So that last one we kind of touch on. We don't go into too much detail because we mainly stick to name that part. What does it do? There are 5 units in this. The first unit goes up to unit exam, and you'll see we're covering chapters 1, 2, and 3. So, and the appendices. So again, large amount of material. It's not so much in depth, but it is a large amount, and it does go fast. And then the second unit, the third unit, the fourth unit, and the 5th unit. This is all coming from a textbook, which is called The Anatomy and Physiology and Interactive Journey. Hopefully you saw the earlier announcement. You can buy this textbook online through the bookstore, or you probably have to go to a hard copy through Amazon to get a hard copy. There is a Facebook page called RDC Textbooks, but I haven't seen this one available. Okay, but I use it a lot. I reference it almost every lecture. The material is to be set at the level of this textbook, so I find it very important to get a textbook. Okay, when it talks about learning activities, our learning is completely online, but that will mean you need to regularly check your email and your announcement and your Blackboard links. Usually if I post an announcement, I send you an email to your RDC email. I will only be using your RDC email, so it's important you check that. Now, the course is developed in modules, and there's basically each topic has a module. The modules will entail different things like reading the textbook, watching a lecture, doing some reading, and doing some sort of assessment, a quiz, or discussion. And this material is to help you develop the new topics with reviewing the material. You're expected to participate, and you're expected to follow along. Although it's not a specific thing that you must do each day, there are chunks, there are deadlines for the chunks or the topics. Okay? Now, as I said, there's 5 units, and each of the units will have an exam and some assignments with it. The exams are in a certain window, and it's going to be a 36-hour window. They will open on 9 a.m. of the first day, so the first exam will open September the 17th at 9 a.m. and it will close the following day at 9 p.m. So that's a window of 36 hours. You write the test, you write it online, and I will go into a lot of details in terms of how you write the test. You need to have a webcam and you need to have a microphone. So if you're still looking at getting a setup, make sure you have a webcam and a microphone. And we'll talk a little bit later about how the library can supply those if you need them. Okay? We'll talk a little bit more about the exam as we approach the exam. I'll tell you the type of questions, and I also have some practice exams so you get used to writing an online exam. Notice that each exam is only worth 10%, and then there's assignments, and the assignments are worth 50%. So a lot of little parts, and it's good because this way there's not a big part that you can fail, but you need to take part in all the little parts. Then there are 2 take-home exams, which are due on these dates. And then there's also, for each of the 5 units, there will be some assignments in the units worth about a total of 6% per unit. Again, you need to progress and go at a certain time because it's very easy to get behind. Okay, let's continue a little more. Assignments will be due at a certain day. There's a little bit of flexibility in them, but you will be penalized if they are late without me granting an extension. Okay. I know life can conflict with your studies, but it's important you communicate with me and you know what's going on. But also realize your assignments they'll be open. You'll have like a week or so to do them. So it's important you follow and pay attention to deadlines. And I'll send you announcements on the deadlines too. There is no final exam in this course, so it's important you realize that there's no way to get a good bonus mark at the end. Each little bit needs to be done step by step. In order to pass this course, you need a 50%, and that will give you credit. But usually, as we're going, as you're moving on to next year and to your other programs, you're looking at a C+, which is about 67% or better. So although 50 will give you the grade, you really want to get a better mark, so that will prepare you for placement into whatever program you're trying to get into. Okay, a few things I want to talk about. One is academic misconduct. Academic misconduct is a form of cheating or plagiarism. Now, it can take many forms. It is very serious. It can be giving or taking, presenting information unethically or dishonestly, or in a way under normal circumstances that is detrimental of a grade, or basically it's cheating and plagiarism. So I take cheating very seriously, especially on tests that are the exams. They're closed book. Any cheating in that area will give you a 0 in the course at a minimum, a 0 on that test as a minimum, and you may be asked to withdraw from the course. Plagiarism isn't that huge of a deal, but please, we talk about quoting and citing things, so please cite your material. Don't copy word for word from the web pages. So cheating is any attempt to gain or obtain unsanctioned assistance. So this can be asking someone for help during a test, or using an electronic device, or copying from another student. Okay. A couple of things I want you to realize is that you will be recorded. When I do Blackboard Collaborate, I am recording that, so it's important you realize that you are being recorded. There's some information here. There's also some rights and policies here. Okay. Participation, basically you get out what you put in. Professional conduct is there. It's kind of serious in terms of arriving on time and cell phone use. Mainly this is for a face-to-face class, but I want you to communicate respectfully to others. That's the important thing here. Okay, you also have some important dates. Those are the ones here. The one that probably means the most to you right now is reading break. So Thanksgiving is a Monday, and then the rest of the week there is no scheduled classes. But please don't plan big plans away, because there's always material. Okay. If there are any changes to the course outline, I need to get agreement, so usually they don't change. A little bit of information on fall term 2020. Good old COVID-19. Because of this pandemic, we are delivering it online, and there's some things here to help you to be an online learner. And one of those are you need to have reliable internet. That's important. And enough bandwidth for watching videos. If, as you're writing exams, it's important that you're the only one in your household with large bandwidth, so you may have to have other people not be streaming. And we'll talk about writing exams with what's called a lockdown browser, so you're writing it in a secure situation. Now, there's also time to structure yourself as an online learner. You need to realize that you need to put time in yourself. I'll be sending you emails, but you need to open them up and keep yourself motivated. I will be patient, but we can work together in this time. I've taught online for, well, since 2015, so I'm experienced with online learning, so we can work towards this for you to be successful. Okay? A little bit on technology requirements in terms of what you need. You need basically a laptop, and usually a PC item is better. Cell phones can be good, but sometimes you can't get Blackboard Ultra on it. Then I want you to be aware that lectures and exams are being recorded. So if you have any issues of that, here's a little statement on it too. Okay, hopefully that helps you with the course outline. Now, in the Blackboard activities, there is a course outline quiz. So you can now take the quiz. See you later. Bye.